as a person of good faith of yourself, a God-fearing man who travels around the country and just sees every corner of this land, what do you see right now when you look at us as a society? Are you optimistic about where we are, or concerned?
A house divided cannot stand.
Yeah.
That's not my quote. It's it's a quote out of the Bible, but Abraham Lincoln used it as well. But I think we're as divided as we've ever been in our history. And it's and I probably make a lot of young people mad, and I don't talk about it that much. I mean, I live it more than I go out and talk about it. But I'm conservative in my heart. I'm conservative in my ways. I'm conservative in my beliefs as far as smaller government in a way, and give it back to the people in the states and all that. But I mean, I'm thankful that Donald Trump is a wrecking ball.
Yeah.
He is a wrecking ball. He came in with no, he came in with no political savvy whatsoever. Business sense, yes, but he's raw, he's harsh, but he has exposed so much corruption, so much of what's wrong in America, so much of what makes people mad about politicians. He has exposed that stuff, and so I mean, I'm thankful that we have him.
Well, what's interesting,
I really am.
What's interesting that I see from like my perspective as a journalist too is that a lot of people that complain about him, it's like, well, in actuality, you're kind of a victim of your own creation,
Mm-hmm.
Like the idea being that it's not like this happened overnight. We came to this point, Yeah,
we did. I mean, we absolutely came to this point, and a lot of it is cleaning up messes from 30 years, 40 years, and trying to either rewrite laws or trying to legislate. I mean, a lot of things that we've been guilty about is that lawyers or judges have from the bench they've kind of given opinions not based on the law, but based on what's popular.
Yeah.
And the law is not popular.
Yeah.
The law is the law, and it needs to be the law. But when we quit becoming a nation of laws, we'll quit becoming a nation.
Yeah.
And that's I'm 63, but I look back and and I see, I mean, Democrat and Republican. It's love and hate. I mean, it's venom. It's just and so there's just a lot of things that I mean, I don't stay up late at night and worry about it. I pray about things, and I see God's hand moving, and I think God loves America, and I think America was created for a purpose.
Yeah.
And I believe that, enough is enough. How many, they're talking about, ripping families apart, on the border.
Yeah.
Well, is that as bad as ripping a baby out of the womb of a woman? I mean, come on, let's boil it down and ask which is the greater sin,
Well,
God does hate the shedding of innocent blood. I mean, that's one of the yea 7 things or whatever that is in Proverbs. Well, he absolutely hates the shedding of innocent blood. So
on a positive note, you're getting inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. I think it's this fall, I want to say.
October. Yes, sir.
For someone who's
I'm
won
very excited about that.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say for someone who's literally won every award in Nashville, or just in general in terms of what you do, what does this one mean to you?
Oh goodness. Well, when I left Kentucky, I never thought I'd ever have this acclaim, this title, but I'm just so thankful for it. It's like I don't think anyone that's in the hall ever came to Nashville with the sole intent of getting into the hall. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think any of us said, "Oh man, that's my goal. That's my goal is to get." If that's the goal, then you're not going to get in there. If that's your goal,
Yeah.
So I think that I think that everyone that's in the hall is a grateful, thankful person that the honor has been bestowed upon them. It's one of those things that it is an honoring thing, and it's really hard for me to accept, hard for me to take, as much as I love it. I'm thankful for it, but boy, when I think about the Stanley brothers and their what they attributed to, they gave to America as far as music and bluegrass and even country, and they're not in the hall. It just it's a part of my heart that it's kind of hard to take, but I know when they go into that hall, or when I go into that hall, they will be going with me.
Yeah.
And their name will be mentioned. As one that inspired me and still continues to inspire me.
Well, my final question is, what is the life in music, performing and creating music and interacting with people and playing for audiences and just seeing the world? What does that touch you about what it means to be a human being?
Well, I think I've had to learn how to how to treat people, how sensitive people can be. What I divulged with you a while ago is, I mean, goodness, you'll probably not ever hear me say that from the stage so much, unless I was in a Republican, a conservative meeting where everyone's like-minded, is what I mean.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't come out in a mixed audience, and now I'll talk about Jesus in a mixed audience in a minute. I don't have any trouble at all because, I'm not trying to tell people, anything other than that God loves them, but I've learned a lot. A lot of people say, well, just don't talk about religion and politics and you'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, religion and politics are something that we got to live with and we got to deal with, and it's part of everyday life. And that's one of the reasons I think that we have what we have is because good people sat back and did nothing, and I think people take things by storm and they take it with with a vengeance, and good people just say, oh well, I just don't want to get mixed up in that. I don't want people not liking me,
Yeah.
Well, too late, and so I think my grandpa always used to say, son, you can get more with sugar than you can salt, and so I try to not sugarcoat something, but I try to love people where they are, and if they ask me about my faith, my whatever, I'm not going to lie about it. I'm going just to try to be to gain favor with somebody. I mean, I'll always be who I am.
Yeah.
But I've learned that most people, they really want to be loved. They just want to be loved. They want to be accepted, and and they gravitate toward love and acceptance. And there's just a lot of hurting people out there, and when I go out and sign autographs for 2 or 3 hours, whatever it takes, that's just a point of contact that I can just, not only from the stage can I let people know that I care about them, but when they come up to the autograph table, shake a hand, get a hug, get a selfie, whatever they want to do, so, get an autograph or a T-shirt or something like that, or my book. They've had 5 minutes with me and they're happy, So hardly ever does anyone come up and start just moaning and groaning about something I said or something I sung. I have had that, but I've learned from my mistakes, and just learn how to, you can learn how to say something in a way that you can get your point across without hurting somebody's, without rubbing salt in a wound.
Yep. Well, thank you so much.